I want to ask you to respond to all the women that have made accusations.
There
against
is an ongoing investigation. Can't comment.
We can't comment on this. A bombshell report looks into allegations of sexual harassment against State Representative Don Shooter. We were the first station to actually break that story back in November when allegations first surfaced.
And tonight we've got our hands on the newly released 82-page report. Political editor Dennis Welch has been on the story from day one and joins us live at the Capitol, where we are expecting some big changes down there. Dennis.
Yeah, and first of all, I just kind of want to give you the top line version notes here of what actually has happened here and what's transpired down here at the Capitol. House Speaker J.D. Mesnard is now moving to expel and remove Mr. Shooter from all his committee assignments down here, stripping him of an enormous amount of power. And he's also going to move for a formal censure later this week of Mr. Shooter, which is basically a public shaming, but it is short of an expulsion, which some people have actually been calling for. Now, this comes on the heels of that 82-page report you were talking about that was released just earlier today, and it shows over 10 women made allegations against Mr. Shooter. Now, some of these women made numerous accusations against the Yuma Republican representative. However, not all of them, but many of them were substantiated. And what they will be considering moving forward is that whether moving forward, Mr. Shooter will be censured again on Thursday. The speaker said that he did not feel like this warranted to be an expulsion. Now, he called the censure a very stern, very stiff penalty against Mr. Shooter, something that nobody else here would really ever want to have happen to them. Also worth noting here in this report that Michelle Ugenti-Rita will not face any kind of disciplinary measures right now. Michelle Ugenti-Rita, again, had been being investigated on accusations that she was carrying on an inappropriate affair, and those accusations were being made by Mr. Don Shooter. Now, I do want to read part of a statement from Mr. Shooter today that was released shortly after this report was dropped on us, and it says in part that this has been a humbling and eye-opening experience for me. I look forward to working to repair relationships and serving my constituents and our great state. Now, we have reached out to Michelle Ugenti-Rita about this. She is a no comment, have not seen any statements from her, but House Speaker J.D. Mesnard just finished up a press conference a few minutes ago. I want to play you part of what he had to say right now.
The vast majority of this report involves complaints against Mr. Shooter, some of which were substantiated and others were not. They involve crude jokes and disgusting comments to people and some gesturing, and all of which I find unbecoming of a member here and deserving of a censure, which is why I proposed it.
Now, the drama here over this still not over. Again, as I mentioned, the speaker is going to be moving for a formal censure of Mr. Shooter. That will happen on Thursday. A lot of people are waiting in anticipation to see what exactly will happen. The speaker did say that anybody here could make a motion to try to expel Mr. Shooter from his office, which would be a huge step for the Yuma Republican. That's reporting live here at the Capitol. Dennis Welch for Arizona's Family.